Hello and welcome back to Let's Replay Mystery Case Files Fates Carnival. I'm MCFPapa and this is part 15. I'll be trying to finish off the game in this part. Last time we have another slide. And what a surprise, the third slide also gives us a phone number, just like the previous two slides. We actually called Madame Fate that time. Oh, I haven't been showing off the comments. I don't know if they're different. No, I guess not. Just one for each type of puzzle solution is all you get. Oh. And unlike the guitar puzzle, like these music notes actually kind of follow logic of how you play them. And somehow doing that opened up a hidden object scene. I'm not quite sure how, but it did. And then you gotta play even more organ. Kinda weird that 2 of the 3 hidden object scenes are both to get records. With all the other items in this bonus game, they could have thought of something else for them. Oh yeah, you need the tuning fork for the boat. Oh, yeah. Ribbons like that. And hey, we got the Hint of Hope achievement done, which means there's no more hidden object scenes. And this one's blue, so what do you think the music will be? Shadow Lakes. I always assumed that it's gonna be Dire Grove. I always forget it's actually Shadow Lakes theme that they play there. Oh, and it plays the scary music for that, even though that's pretty much what happened with Ravenhurst. And you can tell we're nearing at the end of the bonus game because we're getting to the third of a lot of these things. Like this is the third constellation. I think that one was easier to remember than the second one. Oh, another thing that's missing in the bonus game is there aren't any old pounds to collect. Or any collectibles for that matter. Which is just kind of weird. And we can put all the planets there. And you need to match them up based on where they're positioned. Thankfully, you don't need to actually know the stupid planet symbols or anything. Calf bed ahi. Riveting. And it's the third of these cryptexes to do. Oh yeah, and then there's this. You do all the cryptexes and there's yet something else to do there. But here's the third carrot, and since this rabbit was so special, he gets a golden one. I really doubt a rabbit's able to eat solid gold, but if he is, it would probably kill him. But anyway, it's fitting he gives us the amazing Larry's hat. Because then there's this thing, which is more reused sort of stuff. Not totally reused. Like, this is Tabitha, but she's scared, like she was in her other poster. But it is generally reused stuff from Madame Fate. And you can see what I mean about how much harder it is to tell that Puddles' vest is green in his original artwork. Anyway, the fourth slide. What will be on the slide? We've already had 3 phones. It's actually just telling you about the using the lantern. Oh yeah, you need to light it first. So we've got the new and improved lantern. Just shine on the ADs. I guess your hint is that the AD symbols are pretty mysterious looking, and like all the scenes that have them in don't disappear even though you've done everything else. I don't know what the sound effect is supposed to be. Like, maybe they originally planned on animating the runes like coming into existence or something instead of just appearing. Oh yeah, nothing else there. Is the last one here? No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, it's here. Okay, picture of Charles for some reason, and then all the runes. Thankfully though, you don't need to... Well, that was weird. Like, it wouldn't let me do it before till I came back. I guess it hadn't registered that I collected the page yet or something. By the way, thankfully, with this one, unlike the other one, you don't need to know the zodiac symbols. You can just click through them, and the correct one lights up. And hey, it's the last of the mysterious amulets, which means we can finally free Madame Fate. And once again, doing the gem under the eye microscope. Oh yeah, and then there's this slider puzzle to do yet. Yay. Really great, isn't it? There we go. All that work just to get another locked box. Oh yeah, gotta power it on again. It's weird they never do 5 of the color puzzle. There we go. And now the crank works. Now I can unlock it. Oh yeah, there's that, which is right down, right, left, down, right, down, down. Now once again, gotta sort out the runes. And there we go.
Now I am free. My soul enters the realm of peace. But I know that 7 candles in a still house, and a dead man with frozen eyes lets the shadow from the past rise again. And for one of us, the place will become a grave.
By the way, I have absolutely no idea what Madame Fate means by this. I assume it's supposed to be like Dire Grove returning because of the dead man with frozen eyes. But that's not the Dire Grove game we got after this. So I don't know. Maybe they were planning something more out there for Dire Grove Sacred Grove, but changed their mind. I really don't get it. Anyway, our soul can go up to, I guess, heaven. And even Isis goes up to heaven despite not being dead. So, the end. Anyway, that was the bonus game for, and like basically the end of most of Fate's Carnival as a whole. Like for Elephant Games' first attempt at an MCF game, I thought they did a decent job. It wasn't like 10 out of 10 top tier, but I thought it was okay. What's weird though is they don't let you view the wallpapers really big. They just let you see them in little zoomed out stuff. I have no idea why you'd want the Tabitha's dead corpse or Franco's dead corpse there, but you can get it. And also it's interesting that this like pose of the acrobats never actually showed up in game. They were always crouched. So I wonder if they wanted to move them, they like moved them around some from where they originally were. Not sure. But same with the concept art, you can't actually view it here, really. You gotta hit save and then it'll download to your computer. When it's not like the concept art is really anything special anyway. Just a few design things and some half-finished locations, and then that's it. Kinda disappointing. And the music is music. And they're all doomed again now that I've completed the bonus game, because they want you to restart, I guess, and do it. You can watch all the cutscenes if you want. Well, not all of them, I think, but a good handful. Yeah, you can't even watch all of them, like the acrobats cutscene or the cutscene with Dante, no, and none of the cutscenes of the carnies being trapped. Kinda weird. You can at least watch the old mutoscopes if you want. And as for achievements, I guess now's a good time as any to show them off. Here's the one. Like, the fan designs are pretty nice. Like, this is Ravenhurst and the gate to the garden of Ravenhurst we saw in Return to Ravenhurst, which is really fitting since they love to use the skeleton puzzle from that door. And this is just a generic sort of carnival tent. This is like really interesting. It's like the ball of fate, I guess, but really weird looking, like different colors I haven't really seen anywhere else. And the MCF badge in a fan. And it's very fitting that the one for taking so long is puddles, like you were just so drunk you took forever to complete a hidden object scene. Then this is Isis the cat in her own thing. A bird. Maybe Thanatos? Maybe? It's supposed to be, I don't know. Madame Fate's eye. Madame Fate herself. Some elephants. Just reused ones of the cards. But not even, like, all different cards. Like, Alister and Marlena are used twice for some reason, when there's plenty of different cards they could have used there. Anyway, Thanatos properly. The roses, I guess for Rose Somerset. Alister looking all creepy. And the fish bones. And stick around to the very end of the video because I will be showing off the Lightning Looker achievement. But now this one, Five or Liver, now this one I find really interesting because it has Tabitha in it, but it also has Lucy the Bearded Beauty, even though she didn't show up at all in this game. So I don't know what went on there. Like, did they originally plan to have her in the game but just couldn't fit her in? Or ran out of time? Which is what... That seems more likely, that they ran out of time and just couldn't fit all of it in. Because I imagine they didn't even get the full year to work on it, like Big Fish Studios would have had, because probably Big Fish Studios closed down and then they got it later, like the rights to do MCF. Anyway, now for the solitaire cards, another really interesting thing, even more interesting than Lucy the Bearded Beauty, is this is Armando the Ringmaster. But not just Armando the Ringmaster, but in updated art style for Armando. Even though he didn't show up in this game at all, they actually put in the effort to design updated art for him. So I don't know what's up with that. Like, did they must have just ran out of time and just didn't end up finishing it. It's also kind of weird how some of them use their original art from Madame Fate, but others use their updated art style. I guess just whichever they thought looked better on the card is what they did. And they didn't even do all of the carnies for this. There's only 10 here. Not even all the carnies that appear in the game have... Oh no, there's puddles too, so 11 of the 15. But they didn't have one for Art the Carney for some reason. I guess they just couldn't fit it in. But here's a hint, if you wanted to fit more in, you could just add the 9s with themed art too. Oh well, I digress. I don't want to play solitaire, really. I hate solitaire. Respect to you if, like, solitaire is your favorite game. Or if you're old enough that, like, solitaire was the only game you could play on your computer because it was pre-installed with Windows and that sort of thing. But it's just not my cup of tea. Though I will say this is the best PC version of solitaire I've ever played. And the fact that it's Mystery Case Files themed is a bonus. If you want to see me do a full game of solitaire, check out the non-commentary playthrough. All you get from solitaire are old pounds, and then Isis's shop are what you spend all the old pounds on, but you can't even afford all of the things with all the old pounds you collected. Which is lame, because then you just gotta grind through a bunch of games of solitaire. I guess they did it that way to encourage people to do solitaire, but I don't really like it. But anyway, on to the secret room. Hello, Master Detective. Madame Fate left the last prophecy for you, but you need to remove the chains from her crystal ball to get it. It's just so weird, this thing, because, like, you just gotta talk to each of them. Detective, it's you. I had almost no hope of seeing you again. Could you do me one last favor? My old companion rabbit is too old and I miss him a lot. Would you please, I think they're supposed to be at least please bring me something to replace him. And then you gotta talk to each of them first. You can't visit the stuff. Is that really you, Detective? I was just thinking about you. My favorite masks were left at the carnival. I can't amuse people without them. Bring them. Be so kind. And so then that opens up things. It's pretty arbitrary, like which ones correspond to each of the carnies. It's nice to see you again, Master Detective. Thank you a lot for all the support you lent. I'd like to ask you, though, I love fireworks and would love to see them before I go. Detective, my friend, I'm happy to see you again. You saved me, but I still can't forget my sporting equipment. If you see my dumbbells, please find time to bring them to me. Hello, Master Detective. Thanks to you, we are free, but I miss my favorite seashells. Would you bring me some? Like, seriously, though, could they not afford to pay each of their voice actors to say one additional set of lines? Really? I guess. Detective, you rescued me from the horrible torture, so would you do me one more little favor? My daggers were left at the carnival. Would you bring them to me? Now, like, this secret room, like, it's just so weird to me, because it's not a secret room at all. It's just going through and replaying every one of the hidden object scenes over again. And now this would be a good opportunity for them to be different, because, like, have randomized objects, so that way, even though you're replaying them, it's not the same exact thing you did. But this game doesn't have that, so it is exactly the same. And I don't know why they did this, because it's not even like a way to really replay the super puzzles and hidden object scenes. You can do them once, but then after you complete them, you can never play them again. See, they disappear. and you can't ever restart this secret room. So what's the point of it? I don't know. But it's not just hidden object scenes, it's also the super puzzles, exactly as they were, with no change. Like, I just don't really get... Was it to pad out the runtime even more? Even though, like, this game really didn't need it? I don't know. I mean, to be fair, they are fun puzzles. Like, I do like the super puzzles and the hidden object scenes, but just why did they make you do them all over again? Wasn't that fun? I never noticed the metal pipes to the side of those before. But anyway, so I will treat you to a fast forward of me doing all of this, and I'll see you when I'm done, because I do have a bunch more stuff to say on it, the game, but I'll do it after this. So see you then. Okay, I'm back. That only took me like half an hour, but I did it. By the way, in case you're wondering, you can't collect any of the cards you missed from the hidden object scenes. You can't collect them here. I don't know if you can even do achievements like for taking over 10 minutes or doing them really quickly, but it wouldn't surprise me if you couldn't. Anyway, with all 4 rabbits, we can give them to Larry. Great, I can now show my tricks again. I will find peace now. Take this key as a sign of my gratitude. Oh yeah, I guess it would have cost them double extra to have the voice actors say 2 lines each. Oh boy. That's exactly what I need. I don't know how to express my gratitude. Ow, I can give you a very useful key. I think he was meant to say oh. Thank you, nothing is holding me here. Take this key, you should need it. And the key's just kind of awkwardly floating by her. Hooray, this what I wanted. Take this key, it should come in handy to you. Right, that's what I was talking about. Now I am saying the final goodbye. My heart tells me you don't me anymore. Is that supposed to be you don't want me anymore? You don't love me anymore? I don't know. And the key is kind of awkwardly floating for him too. Thank you a lot. These daggers are dear to my heart. Take this key, you'll need it. The key's kind of phasing through his hand there. I guess it's supposed to be between his fingers. Anyway, then we can investigate this chest and finally unlock each of the locks on it. And if we open it, it's Dire Grove. Wow. I think I should come back there. Huh. God, this got me so excited when I saw this for the first time. Like that they're making a sequel to Dire Grove. Hoo boy. Something's up with it. Like, look, there's even Thanatos there, so I was just so pumped for it. I think I was even more hyped for Dire Grove Sacred Grove than I was for Fate's Carnival coming out. I don't know. It was 10 years ago, so it's hard to tell which one I was more excited for. But, wow. By the way, I don't really get why they had to move the Dire Grove sign to here in the path up to the hotel instead of where it was. I guess it looks cooler if they did it here. I don't know. And also, it's very fitting that, like, the prediction is actually what the next game will be. What are my thoughts on Dire Grove Sacred Grove? You'll have to tune in to Let's Replay Dire Grove Sacred Grove whenever I upload it. And for that matter, whenever I record it. By the way, in this, I bought these 5 most expensive items the first time I played this. in the non-commentary playthrough, so I'm not buying them this time. So I'll be buying the cheaper stuff. And what's that? Oh, to fill up the bowl, I guess. Alright. Well, I'll do the tarot cards and the mirror. There. And I'll barely have not enough for the Coma Beauty. I can get the Pharaoh's chest at least. There. So, like, the shop is pretty cool. Even though you do have to grind quite a bit to get the last few things. Because I think you only get like 10 old pounds for beating each game of solitaire. And there's just a bunch of interactions with all the stuff. Which is cool. Wake up, Isis. Okay. But, like, that's pretty much all it is. Just a bit of flavor text, flavor animation, spend some more time with Isis. And the tarot cards were actually the solitaire cards there. But anyway, that's almost it for this series. I will replay the game in Alister's watch mode to show you that fun-filled thing. So I will be back for you just a bit, for me quite a while. I don't even know if I want to do it right now, but oh yeah, I'll just show off the time limit quick. As you can see, you get 7 hours to do it, so I'll see you in under 7 hours. Bye. Okay, I just want to show how much harder it is properly in Alister's watch, where you cannot see any visible clicks at all with your cursor. It is harder, but I believe that's the same as on the 4th difficulty. It's just that here it's also got a time limit, which is pretty generous for a time limit, especially if you know what you're doing. But it is still very annoying. Because, see, even with something like using items, you can't do it, and it won't change. By the way, I'd just like to point out that on the map screen on Alister's watch difficulty, they don't indicate where there's stuff for you to do. Like, see, I can go to Larry's tent and put the gears in but it didn't indicate that. It's not that much of a loss given how the original game had so many glitches with its map screen, but it is still something different to point out. Something I should also mention about this game is that when you do a second playthrough on the same account, some of the achievements like totally glitch. Like you can see, all of these now are not collected, even though they should be, because I did them all. And this is the same exact account I played the rest of the game on, but for some reason they don't want to appear here, which is just really strange. I don't get it. Now I just unlocked the 3 he achievement, and then now also these are no longer there. So maybe it's just that if you do the earlier tiers of an achievement, it resets the later ones. But it's still really weird and stupid because, like, the achievements were already completed, so why would they ever need to be reset? I don't know. As you can see in this room, there used to be the Madame Fate bobblehead, but it's not there anymore. Any, like, bobbleheads or cards that you collect in the rooms and hidden object scenes don't respawn then in future playthroughs. Now, old pounds aren't meant to respawn either, but if you missed an old pound, you can collect it on a second or third playthrough, and I guess I missed this one? I don't remember missing it, but maybe I did. Or maybe it just didn't show up until now for some reason. Like it didn't spawn in properly before. I don't know. Now here's something weird. On this puzzle specifically, the cursor changes to a hand for this when it shouldn't do that at all on this difficulty. And hey, it's this glitch which sometimes happens where the thing gets like totally soft locked on this and I can't do anything but close the game. Ain't that fun? Another instance where the cursor changes, I don't know if it's just an oversight or if it's really specifically intentional that even on Alister's watch they wanted you to know to be able to click for the keys. It seems like the clocks also have the hands appear for them, which is weird. But once again, like, the flaw with the clocks is that they stop when you're at the correct time, so it really doesn't matter that we're on Alister's watch at all. And even if the cursor didn't change back into a hand for this, it still wouldn't be that hard because they stop. Just another thing I'd like to point out. Now here's something a bit funny. If you open up the red stained glass window without collecting the one journal page, then it just kinda hangs in midair there. And if you collect the items, as you can see, the scene gets locked out. So it is actually possible to miss some of the journal pages, though you would have to like pretty much actively be trying to miss them to actually miss them. And once again, another instance of the hands cursor appearing when it shouldn't is in this puzzle, where pretty much the whole thing, it seems, has it. Like, seriously. Like, see all of these have it, and then it appears to pick up the feather, and then it appears here on the lock puzzle, and it appears here, and even on the clicking on the pen. So, like, it must just have been oversight on their part to have the hands appear. Like, given how unpolished a lot of other stuff in the game is and kind of glitchy, it wouldn't surprise me if they just didn't notice that they hadn't removed the hands for this puzzle. Who knows? By the way, I'm not sure how, but I got the glitch where I got Isis back before I was meant to, because as you can see, she's still trapped in the mirror dimension, but I have her and can use her, so just weird. Now, something really weird is that in this game, the timer pauses for every single puzzle you do, which is really strange and kind of dumb, but it does. And anyway, even though you can't like get a hint or skip a puzzle or anything with these, if you just use the strategy guide, you'll have no issues if you have a hard time. You know? Which is kind of weird. But as you can see, timer didn't tick down. Well, it took me less than a minute, but the timer doesn't for any of the puzzles in the whole game. Which is, I don't get that. And also the timer seems kind of glitchy too, like with where it counts down and when it counts down. I guess the difficulty is called Alister's watch, because like this is Alister's watch counting down, like he's cursed us with it, and if we do it before it if we don't complete the game before it ticks down to 0, then we lose or something because Alister becomes too strong. I don't know. And it's just weird. But anyway, there we go. Should hopefully have all the achievements again now. Because yes, they were getting filled in over the course of the game as I fulfilled their conditions once more. But that means if you replay the game and don't skip or get a hint for a hidden object scene, then you miss out on some of the scenes. Just really weird. And there is the fantastic looking fan you get for completing the game on Alister's watch mode. I really like the look of this. You know, really nicely done. But is it worth doing the whole game again in Alister's watch? I don't know. Like, Alister's watch requires you to have played the whole game through already once. So, I don't know that was really worth it. But anyway, there's the completed set of all the fans. And with that, I'm finally done with this series. I did most of the series in like a week's time, but this took me literally 1 year and 7 months from when I recorded the rest of this series to actually finally get around to playing Fate's Carnival again and doing it on Alister's watch. So, at least it's finally here. Better late than never. Though, I'll just splice it all together. The quote-unquote highlights from my Alister's watch playthrough. But, just weird, especially that the timer pauses for all the puzzles, because there are so many puzzles in the game. Like, the timer only said, like, what, an hour 32, 33 minutes, I think, was all I took of time, but in reality, I took over, like, 3 hours to do it, which is still a lot faster than my Let's Play took of just the main game, but that's because I was skipping so much stuff to do it this fast. But anyway, that'll do it for this series, so like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you in the next one.